The universe was quiet. The stars burned cold and distant, each one a lonely lantern in the endless dark. The human exploration ship, Aurora, drifted through this silence. Its engines hummed softly, steady and calm. Inside, the crew moved with routine motions. Scans. Reports. Quiet conversation. Then it came. A sound so faint it was almost nothing. A weak pulse on the communication screen. Not a word. Not a call. Only a broken signal, like the heartbeat of something nearly gone. The crew froze. The ship's sensors caught the whisper again, a small fragment repeating, like someone gasping for breath across light years. The captain leaned forward, eyes narrowing at the screen. The message carried no name, no code, only raw distress. "Is it a trap?" one officer asked quietly. The silence of space made the question heavier. In the outer regions, there were pirates, hostile machines, even alien remnants from old wars. A fake signal could pull them straight into danger. Yet something in the sound felt different. It did not carry anger. It did not carry command. It carried weakness. A cry that was fading. The ship's medic spoke softly. "It sounds alive. Whatever it is slipping away." The captain kept his eyes on the signal. Humanity had faced this choice before. Risk safety or answer the call. Every law of survival said ignore it. But every part of being human said otherwise. "Set a course," the captain ordered. "We answer." Engines flared. The Aurora turned into the unknown. The signal grew stronger as they followed its path. It carried no clear words, only broken fragments of sound. Sometimes a tone like a voice. Sometimes a static pulse like a fading heartbeat. The crew watched in silence. They felt as if they were chasing a ghost across the stars. Minutes stretched. The dark grew heavier. Then, at the edge of their scans, something appeared. A small vessel drifted, powerless and cold. Its shape was unfamiliar, built of curved frames and glowing fragments, nothing like human design. The ship looked wounded. Panels torn. Lights dead. It floated like a shell abandoned in the sea. "Life signs?" the captain asked. The sensors scanned. For a long moment, there was nothing. Then a faint spark appeared. One single reading. "Weak. Dying. There is someone alive," the medic whispered. The crew exchanged glances. Fear and wonder filled their faces. This was no trap. This was something fragile, something clinging to existence. The Aurora drew closer. Floodlights lit the alien hull. Its surface was scarred, but there were markings on it, like symbols, almost like art. Even in ruin, the vessel carried dignity. The docking lines connected. The human crew prepared. Helmets sealed. Suits locked. They carried tools and medical gear, though none of it had been made for what they might face. The door opened with a hiss, and darkness spilled from the alien craft. The air was thin, nearly gone. Lights from the human suits cut through the shadows. Inside, the silence was not empty. It was heavy, like a room where life had once been full, now abandoned by time. The crew stepped carefully, their boots brushing against fragments of broken metal. Then they saw her. At the center of the vessel, in a small chamber, lay a figure. The alien mother. Her form was tall and slender, her skin glowing faintly with a pale light. Her breathing was shallow, each inhale weaker than the last. Strange lines on her body pulsed like veins of light, but many of them were fading, dimming like dying stars. The medic dropped to his knees beside her. He could see it clearly. She was close to death. Her eyes opened faintly at the movement. Large, dark, and filled with pain. She tried to speak, but the sound cracked like broken glass. The translator struggled, words slipping, broken and incomplete. The crew looked to their captain. The air felt charged, as if the choice had returned once more. Step back and leave, or step forward and try. The captain's voice was steady. She called for help. "That is enough." The medic placed his hand gently near her glowing arm, careful but firm. Her light flickered at his touch. For the first time, her eyes focused. Weak, trembling, but alive. In that moment, the crew felt it. This was not just survival. This was a mother's cry. A life too important to fade alone in the dark. The medic whispered, his voice low but full of promise. "We will not leave you." The hum of the Aurora's engines seemed to answer, steady and strong. Outside, the stars burned the same, cold and far. But inside, something warmer had begun. A fragile bond. A spark against the endless dark. The alien mother was fading fast. Yet the humans had chosen to stay. And so the story began. The chamber was dim, filled with shadows that clung to the broken walls. The human lights cut through the darkness, but even that brightness felt fragile here. The alien mother lay still, her faint glow the only sign of life. It flickered like a candle struggling in a storm. The medic leaned closer. He could see her chest rise and fall, shallow and uneven. Each breath was a battle. Her skin shimmered faintly, almost transparent, as if her body itself was running out of energy. The strange glowing veins across her arms pulsed slowly, then faltered. "She is dying," the medic whispered. His voice carried both fear and determination. The captain placed a hand on his shoulder. "Do what you can. We will not let her fade without trying." The translator unit crackled as it tried to process her weak sounds. Words came broken, scattered, almost meaningless. Yet one word came through clear. "Child." The medic froze. His eyes met the captain's. "She is a mother." The chamber seemed heavier after that. The word echoed inside their hearts. This was not just another life. This was a parent. Someone who had held a child, cared for a child, and now fought to live for that child. The medic gently placed a scanner over her chest. The device beeped, confused. Her biology was unlike anything in its database. 2 hearts, strange energy patterns, organs that seemed to glow like crystals. Nothing matched. No guide could tell him how to heal her. Yet he refused to look away. He took her hand in his gloved palm. Her skin was cool, but not lifeless. At his touch, her eyes opened a fraction. They were vast and filled with sorrow, but also a fragile spark of hope. She stared at him as if trying to decide whether humans were friend or enemy. The medic spoke softly. "You are safe. We will help you." His words were plain, but his tone carried warmth. She did not understand the language, but something inside her seemed to recognize the intent. Her grip tightened slightly around his hand. The crew worked quickly. Oxygen levels were raised. Heating units hummed as they filled the chamber with warmth. Medical kits were unpacked, though none of the tools were designed for her kind. One officer brought water sealed in a sterile pack. The medic lifted her gently, careful of her fragile frame, and let a few drops touch her lips. At first there was no reaction. Then her body shivered faintly. A soft light spread across her veins, fragile but growing. "She responds?" the medic said with sudden hope. The translator crackled again, catching fragments of her broken voice. One phrase repeated itself, broken but clear enough to sting their hearts. "Must live for child." The medic's throat tightened. He had seen mothers on Earth fight through sickness and pain, holding on for the sake of their children. The look in this alien's eyes was the same. Love beyond fear. Love beyond death. The captain stepped back and looked at his crew. "We must stabilize her. If she dies here, that child loses everything. We will not let that happen." The crew nodded. No one argued. In that moment, their mission was no longer exploration. It was rescue. The medic adjusted her position, laying her carefully against soft thermal fabric. He set monitors near her, though they gave only half-useful readings. Her body did not follow human rules. Still, he could watch her rhythms, fragile but present. He leaned close once more. "Stay with us. Do not let go. Your child is waiting." Her breathing steadied for a brief moment, as if those words reached her deeper than any machine. The glow in her chest pulsed faintly stronger. She stared at him again, her gaze sharp despite her weakness. A soft sound escaped her, almost like a melody, faint and trembling. The translator caught no meaning, but the crew felt the weight of it. A lullaby. A mother's song, half whispered in her own language. She was not speaking to them. She was singing to her child, wherever that child was. The medic felt tears burning at the edges of his eyes. This was not just survival. This was love trying to endure. One officer whispered, "We cannot fail her." The captain's reply was steady. "We will not." The chamber filled with the sounds of human effort. Machines humming. Voices steady. Hands moving quickly. And beneath it all, the faint, broken song of a mother who refused to surrender. The alien's body trembled as waves of weakness passed through her. Sometimes her glow dimmed almost to nothing, and panic rose in the humans' chests. But each time, she clung to life again, as if pulled back by the thought of her child. Hours seemed to stretch into eternity. The medic never let go of her hand. He kept speaking, telling her stories of Earth, of oceans and skies, of mothers who fought through the hardest battles. He did not know if she understood, but he saw her eyes soften at his voice. Slowly, her breathing steadied. The glow across her veins pulsed again, still weak but no longer fading. "She is holding on," the medic whispered. Relief filled his tone. The alien mother was not safe yet. Death still lingered close, like a shadow waiting for its chance. But she was fighting. And now she was not fighting alone. In the silence of deep space, one truth became clear. Humanity had answered her cry. And humanity would not let her go. The battle to save her life had only begun. The alien mother lay weak, her light faint but still present. The human crew had done everything their machines allowed. Heat, oxygen, hydration. Yet the readings remained unstable. Her body was unlike anything they had known. Human science had reached its limit. The medic sat beside her, watching her chest rise in shallow rhythm. He had treated soldiers in battlefields, civilians in collapsed cities, even children born too early into a fragile world. But this was different. No manual, no training, no device could guide him here. All he had was instinct. He removed one glove from his suit. The crew turned sharply. "Doctor, wait," one officer warned. "Direct contact might harm you. You don't know what her body carries." The medic's voice was steady. "She does not need only medicine. She needs to feel life near her. She needs to feel she is not alone." His hand touched hers. Her skin was cool, almost glass-like, but it vibrated faintly with inner energy. At first, nothing happened. Then her dim glow pulsed softly under his touch, as if answering the warmth of his skin. Her eyes opened slowly, weak but alert. They fixed on him with sudden clarity. For the first time, she did not look lost. She looked connected. The medic spoke gently, each word slow and full of calm. "Stay. You are not alone. You are safe here." The translator stuttered, failing to capture full meaning, but one word formed through the static. The alien whispered it, weak and broken, but clear. "Child." The medic nodded. "Yes. For your child. Stay alive for your child." Her grip tightened around his hand. Her glow strengthened, faint but visible to all. The crew exchanged glances. They could not explain it, but they could see it. His touch had reached her in a way machines could not. The captain lowered his voice. "Continue. Whatever you are doing, keep doing it." The medic leaned closer, speaking as if to a patient on the edge of sleep. He told her about Earth, about mothers who carried life within them, who endured storms, hunger, and fear for the sake of their children. He told her of oceans filled with song, of forests breathing with life, of skies where young ones looked up and dreamed. Though she did not know the words, her gaze softened. Her faint song returned, trembling but steady. It was the same melody she had sung before, a lullaby carried across stars. The crew listened in silence. They did not understand the words, but they understood the meaning. It was love. It was hope. It was a bond beyond species. Her body trembled again, a wave of weakness passing through. The medic steadied her, his voice never breaking. "Do not give up. Feel the warmth. Feel life. You are not leaving us. You are not leaving your child. The translator flickered with broken fragments of her voice. Cold, far, but light, warm. The medic's heart ached. She felt the warmth. She knew she was no longer alone in the cold. One officer whispered in awe. He is not treating her. He is keeping her alive by being here. The captain nodded gravely. This is the human touch. Machines cannot do what compassion can. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Her vitals began to shift, not with great leaps, but with fragile steadiness. Each pulse of light through her veins grew a little stronger. Each breath held a little longer. The medic never released her hand. His eyes stayed locked with hers, a silent promise holding her in the fragile balance between life and death. At one moment, her lips moved again, shaping a word the translator caught more clearly. Heart. The medic placed his free hand gently over his chest. Yes. Heart. My heart to yours. Stay alive. Her glow pulsed stronger, rising and falling like waves in time with his steady breathing. She mirrored his rhythm, following the life she felt in him. The crew stood in awe, silent witnesses to something beyond science. A bond had formed, fragile yet powerful. Not of blood, not of species, but of care. The alien mother closed her eyes, her body trembling but no longer fading. She was not healed. She was not safe. But for the first time, she was fighting to live, not only for herself, but because humanity had reached across the silence and touched her soul. The medic leaned close one last time, whispering words she could not understand, yet could feel. You will not die here. Not while I breathe. Her hand tightened again in answer. The human touch had lit a spark in the endless dark. A spark that could grow into flame. And the battle to keep it alive was only beginning. The ship's monitors blinked with restless warnings. The alien mother's condition was fragile. Her pulse of light grew stronger for a moment, then faltered again. Every time she seemed stable, another wave of weakness pulled her closer to the edge. The medic stayed at her side, refusing to release her hand. The warmth of his touch gave her strength, but he could feel it slipping. His own heart beat faster as he realized the truth. She was not only sick. Her body was shutting down. The captain studied the readings with a heavy frown. Human medicine is not enough. We do not know her biology. Every second we lose makes it worse. The crew exchanged tense glances. They had oxygen, they had heat, but no cure for what was draining her life. The medic's voice was calm but urgent. We cannot stop. We must try every possible way. Even the smallest spark may keep her alive long enough to recover. The engineer spoke quickly. Her body seems to react to sound. When she sang, her vitals rose. When you spoke, they held steady. Maybe her body responds to more than medicine. The captain nodded. Then we combine everything we can. Science, instinct, care. Whatever it takes. The crew moved with new energy. They set the chamber with soft light. They adjusted the air to a balance close to hers, even though the computer struggled to guess the right levels. The engineer brought a small instrument, a simple human violin kept for long journeys. The medic lifted his eyes. Music may keep her spirit alive. The officer played gently. A soft tune filled the chamber, rising and falling like a heartbeat. The alien mother stirred faintly. Her dim glow pulsed in rhythm, as if her body heard the song more than her ears. The medic spoke again, voice low and steady. He told her of mothers on Earth who carried children through war, hunger, and storms. He told her that no night is endless, that dawn always comes for those who hold on. Her eyes flickered open. Weak, but listening. The translator caught broken fragments of her voice. Cold breaking, must hold, child. The medic leaned close. Yes. Hold on. For your child. For the light waiting for you. Her grip tightened again, her glow trembling but growing brighter. The minutes passed like hours. Each breath she took felt like the rise and fall of a battle. At times, her body shook violently, and the crew feared it was the end. But each time, the medic steadied her, whispering words of comfort, guiding her back. The captain stood watch at the chamber door, silent but fierce. His voice finally broke through the tension. "Doctor, what are her chances?" The medic did not look up. His eyes stayed on her fading glow. "Slim. But as long as she fights, I will fight beside her. Time is the only enemy now." The crew worked as one. Some adjusted systems. Others brought warmth, food samples, and fluids, testing what little her body could accept. Every action was small, but together they built a shield against death. At one moment her glow nearly vanished. Her breathing grew so faint the scanner almost read nothing. Panic spread through the chamber. The officer stopped playing the violin, fear striking his hands. "Do not stop," the medic said sharply. "Keep the rhythm. She needs the sound. She needs the hope." The officer began again, his fingers shaking but determined. The song rose once more, soft but steady. The glow in her body flickered back, weak but alive. The crew exhaled in relief, their hearts pounding. The medic bent close, whispering again. "Stay. Do not leave. Your child is waiting." The translator stuttered, then caught a word. "Promise." The medic felt his throat tighten. He nodded firmly. "I promise. You will see your child again. Hold on, and I will bring you back." Her eyes shone faintly, tears forming like small crystals along her skin. For the first time, her face showed more than pain. It showed trust. The crew felt it too. The bond was no longer only survival. It was deeper. A connection between species, born from compassion. But time was still against them. Each passing hour tested her strength. The medic's hand grew numb from holding hers, but he never let go. His eyes never left her face. The captain spoke again, his voice low. "Doctor, if she does not recover soon, we may lose her." The medic shook his head. "We will not lose her. Not while she fights. Not while we are here." The violin's song filled the chamber once more. The alien mother's glow pulsed faintly with the notes. She was not strong. She was not safe. But she was holding on. Every second mattered. Every breath was a victory. The race against time had begun. And humanity would not surrender. The chamber was quiet except for the steady hum of machines and the faint rhythm of music. The alien mother lay weak but alive, her glow trembling like a fragile flame. The medic still held her hand, refusing to let her slip away. The crew had done everything they could. Heat, oxygen, hydration, sound. Yet the medic felt something more was needed. Something beyond medicine. Something deeper. He leaned close, his voice gentle. "Do you know why we are here? Not for power. Not for conquest. We are here because life matters. Every life. Yours. Your child's. All life is precious." The translator struggled, catching fragments of her weak reply. "Life, child, love." Her eyes, though dim, fixed on his face. She did not understand all the words, but she understood his tone. She understood the care behind them. The medic smiled softly. "On Earth, mothers are strong. They fight storms, hunger, and even death for their children. You are one of them. You are strong. But even the strongest need help. Let us help you." Her glow brightened faintly, pulsing in rhythm with his words. The crew watched in silence. Machines could not do this. Only compassion could. The medic continued, his voice low and calm. He told her stories of human mothers. Of women who carried children through deserts. Of those who crossed seas, holding their little ones close. Of those who sacrificed everything, yet never let go of hope. She listened with eyes half closed, but her breathing steadied. Her glow grew brighter each time he spoke of love, care, and survival. One officer whispered, "It is like she is healing through his words." The captain's reply was soft. "Kindness is a power no science can measure." The medic reached into his pocket and pulled out a small object. It was a simple picture, sealed in glass, carried for years. A mother and her child standing together on Earth, smiling beneath the sun. He placed it beside her, within her sight. This is a mother of my world. She lived, she loved, and her child grew strong. You will too. Because your child still waits for you. Her eyes widened faintly at the image. A tear formed like crystal on her cheek. She whispered a broken word. Hope. The medic's chest tightened. He nodded. Yes. Hope. Do not let it go. The crew felt the air change. The chamber was no longer filled with fear, but with quiet strength. The alien mother was still weak, but she was no longer fading. Something inside her had chosen to hold on. The violin's song rose again, soft and steady. The glow in her veins pulsed to its rhythm. The medic spoke between the notes, his words like a lifeline. Your love for your child is strong. Let that love carry you. Feel our hands. Feel our voices. You are not alone in the dark. The translator caught her broken whisper. Not alone. The medic smiled, relief warming his face. Never alone. We are here with you. Her body trembled as another wave of weakness passed. For a moment her glow dimmed, and the crew held their breath. But her grip on his hand did not loosen. She clung to him with surprising strength for her frail body. The medic leaned close, his voice steady and full of fire. Do not give up now. Your child needs you. And we will not let death take you. Her glow surged faintly, returning stronger than before. Her breathing steadied once more. The crew released their breath, hearts racing. The captain spoke with quiet awe. It is not the machines. It is him. His words, his touch, his heart. That is what keeps her alive. Hours passed, but the medic did not stop. He spoke, he held her hand, he let her feel the warmth of another life beside her. Each time her body weakened, his kindness brought her back. At last, she whispered again, her voice soft but clearer than before. The translator caught the word fully this time. Trust. The medic's eyes shone. He squeezed her hand gently. Yes. Trust. Trust us. Trust me. We will carry you back to life. Her eyes closed, but not in weakness. They closed in peace. Her glow did not fade this time. It held steady, as if her body had found a reason to fight again. The crew looked at each other in silence. They felt it too. The battle was not only against death. It was against despair. And kindness had turned the tide. The medic remained by her side, whispering one last promise before resting his head against the chamber wall. You will see your child again. This I vow. Her glow pulsed once more, steady and calm. The bond between them was sealed. The alien mother had not only been saved by medicine. She had been saved by the oldest power of all. Kindness. The long hours inside the chamber had drained the crew. Their bodies were tired, but their spirits burned strong. They had fought with every tool and every word they could offer. And now, at last, something was changing. The alien mother's glow was no longer faint and flickering. It pulsed with a fragile rhythm, like a small fire beginning to grow. Her breathing steadied, not perfect, but no longer a desperate gasp. The medic stayed close, his hands still joined with hers. His voice was soft but steady, carrying strength into her fragile body. Stay with us. The darkness has not taken you. You are stronger than it. You are stronger because you love. Her eyes opened slowly. For the first time since they had found her, they were not clouded by pain. They were clear, deep, and filled with something new. Trust. She looked at the medic as if seeing him for the first time. Her lips moved, and the translator caught her broken words. Not alone. The medic smiled, his eyes bright with relief. No. Never alone. Her grip on his hand grew firmer. Light surged through her veins, not weak this time, but steady. The crew gasped as the glow spread across her body, flowing into her chest and face. It was as if her very spirit had been reignited. The captain leaned closer, whispering to the crew. She is returning. We are witnessing her awakening. The alien mother tried to sit, her body trembling with the effort. The medic quickly supported her, guiding her gently upward. her head tilted, her gaze sweeping across the chamber. For the first time, she seemed aware of her surroundings, not just clinging to survival. In her trembling hands, she held something close to her chest. The medic noticed the object and helped her lift it into the light. It shimmered faintly, a small crystal device shaped like a sphere. With weak fingers, she activated it. A soft glow filled the chamber. A hologram appeared in the air. It was a child. The image showed a young alien, smaller and bright, with wide, innocent eyes. The figure moved as if alive, reaching out with tiny glowing hands. A voice came with it, soft and full of laughter. The crew froze. Their hearts ached at the sight. This was the reason she had held on. This was the soul she fought to return to. The alien mother's eyes filled with tears. She pressed the hologram close, her voice trembling as she whispered in her own tongue. The translator struggled, but one word came clear. My child. The medic felt his throat tighten. He spoke gently, his voice breaking with emotion. You will see your child again. This is not the end. This is your path back to them. Her glow brightened at his words. The hologram shimmered in the air, filling the chamber with warmth. Even the human crew felt it. They were strangers to her kind, yet they felt the bond between mother and child as if it were their own. The captain lowered his head in respect. This is why she fought. Not for herself, but for the love of her child. The alien mother turned her gaze back to the medic. Her lips moved again, her voice clearer than before. Promise. The medic placed his hand over his heart. I promise. You will return to your child. Her eyes softened, shining with both gratitude and sorrow. She reached up with trembling hands and placed one on his chest. A faint glow spread where she touched, not painful, but warm, like a gift of trust. The crew felt a quiet awe settle over them. In that moment, they were no longer only rescuers. They had become part of her story. The violin played again, soft notes rising in harmony with the glow. The alien mother leaned back, her body no longer shaking with weakness. Her breathing steadied, her glow spread across her frame, and for the first time since they had found her, she looked alive. Truly alive. The medic's eyes never left hers. He could see it now. She was no longer on the edge of death. She was walking back toward life. The captain whispered as if afraid to break the moment. We have brought her back. The alien mother held the hologram close, whispering once more to the image of her child. Her voice was faint but strong enough to carry meaning. Wait for me. I am coming back. The translator repeated it softly in human language, and the chamber grew still. The words echoed in every heart. Her awakening was not complete. She was still weak. But now she had hope, and that hope had become her strength. The medic squeezed her hand, his own voice steady. You are not fading anymore. You are rising. And we will rise with you. Her glow pulsed in answer, bright and full. The alien mother was no longer dying. She was returning. And with her awakening, the story of trust between human and alien was sealed forever. The alien mother's glow filled the chamber like a soft sunrise. She was no longer a fading spark. She was alive, her strength rising with each breath. The crew stood in awe, watching the miracle they had fought for. The medic still sat by her side, his hand resting gently in hers. He had been her anchor in the storm, and she had answered his care with trust. Now her eyes shone with a light that was no longer only survival. It was gratitude. Slowly, she rose to her feet, her body trembling but no longer broken. She looked at the humans gathered around her. These strangers had crossed into the unknown and given her what no machine of her own kind could. Kindness. She bowed her head. A gesture simple but filled with meaning. The translator carried her faint words. You saved me. You saved a mother. You saved a child's future. The captain stepped forward, his voice steady but filled with respect. We did what any human should. Life must be protected. No matter whose it is. Her eyes softened. She reached for the crystal sphere and activated it again. The hologram of her child rose once more, glowing with laughter and innocence. She held it close, her face shining with both sorrow and hope. The medic spoke quietly, almost as if he was speaking only to her. "This is why you endured. This is why you fought death itself. And now you will return to your child." Her lips trembled as tears like crystal pearls rolled down her cheeks. She placed her glowing hand against the medic's chest. A warmth spread through him, unlike anything he had ever felt. It was not pain. It was a gift. A bond. A promise that her people would remember what humanity had done. The crew felt the weight of that moment. They were not only explorers now. They had become part of something larger. A story that would spread beyond stars. The captain gave a small nod. "Prepare her vessel for departure. She must go back to her people." The crew moved quickly. They repaired what they could of her small ship. Power cells were replaced. Hull breaches were sealed. It would not be perfect, but it would carry her home. Inside the chamber, the alien mother turned once more to the medic. Her voice was stronger now. The translator carried her words clearly. "Your hands gave me life. Your heart gave me hope. I will carry this gift forever." The medic lowered his head humbly. "We only gave what we could. It was your love for your child that brought you back." She held his gaze for a long moment. Then, with slow, deliberate movement, she pressed the hologram sphere into his hands. The crew gasped softly. The medic looked at it in shock. "I cannot take this." The translator carried her reply. "It is not for you to keep. It is for you to remember. That across the dark, kindness lights the way. Show it to your people. Tell them you touched the heart of a mother beyond the stars." The medic felt his throat tighten. He nodded firmly, holding the sphere close. "I will remember. Humanity will remember." The time came. The alien mother stepped into her vessel, her glow filling the cabin like a lantern lit anew. The docking lines were released. The ship drifted free, its engines powering with new life. The humans stood at the observation window as her vessel turned toward the stars. She raised her hand in farewell, her eyes lingering on the medic. A final promise unspoken but clear. She would return to her child. And her people would one day know of humanity's gift. The engines flared, and the vessel vanished into the endless sky. Silence followed, heavy yet filled with meaning. The captain placed a hand on the medic's shoulder. "Do you realize what just happened? This was not only a rescue. This was history. She will tell her people. And they will tell the galaxy. Humanity is no longer a mystery to them. We are a light in the dark." The medic looked at the glowing sphere in his hands. The small image of the alien child shimmered inside, reaching out with tiny hands, full of innocence and life. His eyes burned with tears, but his voice was strong. "This is who we are. We do not conquer. We do not abandon. We care. And that will be our legacy." The crew stood in silence, their hearts heavy with pride. They had not only saved a life. They had ignited a story that would echo across the stars. The narrator's voice rose, steady and proud. "And this is why the galaxy whispers in awe. Humanity, when faced with darkness, chooses kindness. Humanity, when given a chance, saves even those they do not know. Humanity, in its truest form, carries light where none exists." The stars outside shone brighter, as if listening. The humans of the Aurora returned to their journey, knowing that somewhere, a child would soon see their mother again. And somewhere beyond, the story of human compassion was already beginning to spread. In the endless night of the universe, a new truth had been written. Humanity. F*******, yeah.